Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Felix Santiago. I have served as a community leader for over 24 years. I was born in the Bronx. My father came 7 years before this college was founded from the island of Puerto Rico in 1926. I want to thank Bishop Matera. I also want to thank Bishop Bonanno and all the bishops that put this forum together. It's important as a candidate, we all get the same fair share in all the debates, so we can communicate our message and let the people choose who is the candidate who has the best idea. We understand that we're going to have a very important election for 20 years. We are going to decide the new leader of this city. And it's obviously that the community of faith is being on the attack. And we have to make sure that we have a leader that is going to be sensitive to work with all the different communities. We want to have a safe city, but we have to understand that New York is not a melting pot anymore. It's a connectional community, and although many people are saying that stop and free is a tool for the police officers to enforce law, we have to recognize that in many other communities it's not working. Nobody should be stopped by the color of your skin. Police officers should focus on suspicious behavior. And I can tell you that for myself because I have been stopped many times. Thanks God, I have not been frisked. So therefore, I would like to share my idea with all the community of faith. We need a leader that is going to have to work together, especially now that so many people are depending on food pantry and social services. We have to make sure that the next leader is going to work with all the bishops and the pastors in this city so we can move this city forward. Thanks. Very good. Well, I'm not going to only allow it. I'm going to create a program where I'm going to encourage the non-for-profit organization to come and rent all the school facility so we can generate money that is going to be exclusively used in the Department of Education. We have more than 1,745 school facilities. They're not used after 3 o'clock, after 5 o'clock. We have to encourage the non-for-profit organization, which are more than eager to help the community. Most of the help from this community, this non-for-profit organization, is going overseas. It's so difficult to help in the city. When you want a location, you have to pay $5,000 a month to create a program that is going to educate our youth. When we have so many beautiful facilities that we can rent it, we're going to create a lot of jobs that is going to go for another student that just graduated from college. Imagine if we opened in each school and we encourage the non-for-profit organization to open programs such as ESL programs, School of Art, School of Music. I was renting a school when it was banned by the mayor, and it was very difficult to explain to my community what happened. And we have to make sure that we just don't talk over here. It's easy to talk as a politician and promise a lot of things, but the reality is that right now, you're supposed to be able to have access to those schools, but when many of the pastors, they go to this school to rent it out, they give you the runaround, and they say, well, we have to speak to this person, the other person. We have to create a program that when the minister comes and solicit the facility, right away he get it because he's going to do nothing but good to the community. I believe in the separation of the church and the state, but we don't have to be enemies. We are working for the same community, and who better than the minister and the people and the community of faith to do the difference. If we work together, we can make the difference in this city. Right now I'm running a food pantry in my church, and believe me, a lot of people, over 1,000 people per week are coming to my church facility to get the food that they need for their family. Thank you. I believe the government #1 priority should be to keep all the inhabitants safe. We need a safe New York City. Right now I know the current administration is paying too much attention to the statistic and trying to cook the statistic and change some people from giving actual report to keep the statistic low. But the reality is that out there, we know the sad truth. People is being pushed into the train rail, people are being shot, and we have to concentrate in the real result, the real way to fix this problem. Stop and frisk is just a tool, they say, but at the same time, it's the cheap way to going and fixing the problem. The reality is that after many of our officers, right now, I'm going to retire, we're going to go back to 34,000 officers. That's how many officers Mayor Dickey have, and it was a problem then. It's going to continue being a problem now. We definitely have to go back to 37,000 officers. We have to make sure that we have the big cops on the street, knowing the neighborhood, speaking with the community. They know who is who. We don't need somebody to come from out of town and all of a sudden they don't know who's the pastor in the community. They stop the pastor, they stop the rabbi, they stop anyone because they're trying to make the city safe in the cost of the shame of many people. Yes, we have to keep the city safe, and the only way of doing it is by increasing our police forces back to 37,000 officers. And also, we have to make sure that these officers, they are well trained with a different custom and culture. Because once again, New York City is not a melting pot. It's a connection community. And many communities, they have different culture, different customs. Some of them, for example, in the prison where I'm serving as a minister, they was trying to resolve a problem with the Guatemalan community. They didn't know they speak a different dialect. They didn't know they come from Central America, not from Puerto Rico. We have to make sure that all the police officers are well trained with social program to better serve their community.
Thank you so much. Sam?
Almost 33% of our budget. So I will concentrate and generate money that will be exclusively used for the Department of Education. At the same time, we have to get rid of all the non-functional educators. We have to take care of the rubber room and make sure that nobody's sitting there doing nothing and getting paid by doing nothing. We also have to make sure that we give priority in our Department of Education. Right now, the mayor said that he's going to lay off over 2,500 educators. He was not able to sign a fair contract with the bus driver, but yet he's paying doctors and nurses to give the morning after bill without the concern of the parents to child of 13 and 14 years old. We have to make sure that we give the priority to the teachers, because without educators we cannot teach. There are programs that do not belong in our school.
Thank you. Mr. Bill.
In closing, we just want you all to understand that all of us are responsible to do our homework. This forum was something that is only a brief synopsis of what each candidate believes. So we have to do our own homework. Every candidate was invited, so you all know that. Every candidate was invited. We want you to look for more events from City Action Coalition. We represent thousands of churches, New York City and beyond. And finally, we want to understand that the future of New York is not just in the hands of political leaders. We really believe the faith-based community is essential to the quality of life of our